Everybody has that game that's your guilty pleasure, like you know it's bad but you still play it anyway. For some of you it's League of Legends, maybe others Overwatch, or Marvel Avengers, Anthem comes to mind. For me it's a game called Shinobi Striker. Even the most down bad, most dedicated Shinobi Striker player will tell you, this game, like it's good, but it's shit. I mean, it's not all bad, there is a character creator. And this is literally the only licensed Naruto game where you can make your own character, so it's got that going for it. But that's about it. Nah, I'm just being salty. There is a reason this game's been going on for almost 7 years now. Jesus Christ, somebody has to shut this scam down. I'm just playing. Look, I'm trying to give this game its props. Combat in this game is so on point for a Naruto universe. I can honestly say I've never played a video game like this. The best way I could describe the concept of this game is it's kind of like a basic version of the Storm games mixed with the mechanics of like an Overwatch type game, if that makes sense. Storm games were cool, but the problem with Storm games is it feels like just a basic fighting game with Naruto characters slapped onto it. I feel like if you took the Naruto characters out and switched them for characters from another anime, like say Demon Slayer, the game would play exactly the same. Strikers, on the other hand, has gameplay that could only exist in Naruto. The gameplay feels extremely creative. The jutsu from the anime translates so well into a video game setting. Think of all your favorite jutsu from the anime or the manga and think about actually doing that in-game and not just having it do a damage effect, like actually have it do exactly what it does in the anime. Think of the giant fireballs, shadow clone fakeouts, tailed beast forms, sage mode, a damn Utsutsuki, however you say that, from Boruto, freaking infinite Tsukuyomi, you can put that on niggas in this game. Even Kaguya dimension shifts, dropping giant Utsutsuki square nuts on people. I don't know what these things are, like what are those? The environment actually matters in this game. Platforming is a huge element of this game. That's something that this got on the Storm games. You can't say that for Storm games, it's just a flat arena. That's cool if you like 1v1s, but platforming adds a whole nother environment. Or layer, I should say, to this game. Like you're running up walls, mountains, trees. Shit, name a game that does wall fighting better than this game. Like name a game that does wall fighting in general. Basically what I'm trying to say is it's a very unique experience tailor-made for Naruto fans. I'm no way saying it's perfect, but I feel like they had a good framework, a blueprint. It's the best implementation I've ever seen so far. Basically this game is a multiplayer PvP based arena fighter where you fight in squads of 4 against other squads of 4. And props to the developers for fitting the theme of the anime, which is teamwork, into the game, which a lot of Strikers players seem to forget.
But those who would abandon even one of their friends are worse than scum.
Well, props to the developers for trying, you know? You're doing team-based objectives like flag battle, base battle, combat battle, and that's about it. There's barrier battle, but we don't talk about that. There's also this King of the Hill type game mode based on the tuning exams. It's called Survival Exercise. It's a compromise from the devs because the players wanted 1v1s, but this game really isn't balanced around that, and the devs know that that would just be a toxic mess. But people who play this game don't understand that. Anyway, that's a whole nother rabbit hole I don't really want to get into. It's basically King of the Hill with 6 players, and yeah, it's a decent game mode. It gets kind of annoying when you're getting jumped because you're in first place.
Robert. Y'all trying to kill me! You're killing me, man! This is not about music!
There's 4 classes in this game, and that's how it starts to feel like an Overwatch type game. We got attack types, which are broken, range types who are always complaining, mainly because they're not attack types, defense types, who are the developers' favorite for some reason, hogging all the new DLC and ninja tools, and then there's the healer types whose ass stays getting jumped like Mahito from JJK. Seriously, solo queue healing is a rare breed at this point. They've just turned themselves into pseudo attack types at this point, which is probably the devs' faults because they give all the healers attack type jutsu, and I'm going on a rant. This game is broken. In terms of how this game plays, you have light attacks, heavy attacks, with a surprising amount of depth in the combo strings, at least for what this game is. You can double jump, you can block, you can deflect. You got a ninja chakra jump where you jump very high and fast. You got substitution jutsu you can use in the middle of a combo or a ninjutsu attack to get out of it, emphasis on sometimes. Lots of the recent DLC disables subs, it's cringe. You get 2 jutsus on cooldowns and a special technique, which is your ultimate. Sadly, jutsu are locked to certain classes, but there's lots of variety in your builds even still. Not only do you edit your jutsu, but you also edit the effects of your clothing, your weapon, ninja tools, which are anything from shurikens to a minigun. However, most of it's locked behind the gacha, which is sad. So sounds pretty cool, right? Well, it was at first. Honestly, it never really was. This game's always had problems. But in 2024, even though it's technically the best it's ever been, it's still an unplayable mess. Because of balancing, matchmaking, player base is full of stupid toxic idiots, and Bandai is hella greedy. So let's get into it. So this game suffers from a problem that many online anime PvP games suffer from, and that's that it's just broken. The balancing is just nuts. The amount of crazy shit you can do in this game, I'm not gonna lie. Basically, they throw balancing out the window so you can do cool shit from the anime. And at this point, it's just way too much, man. The power scaling has gone crazy. It reminds me of the show, actually. It started off with these basic ninja fights that we were having. Then you have Naruto Shippuden, where shit gets crazy, like war level fights. And then you have Boruto, where it's just a DBZ fight at this point. And it's the same way in the game. All this crazy DLC has been pumped into this game, and it's at the point where there's more DLC jutsu than there is regular jutsu. I've been playing on and off for like 5 years, and sometimes I don't even know what the fuck's going on, bro. Everything is busted. Healer types have always been getting their ass beat. I don't even know what the point of the class is, and the devs don't either. You know, that's what bothers me the most, is the goddamn healers don't heal. And the devs, what do? Add a bunch of attack DLC and nerf all the health jutsu. I'm sorry, y'all, it's impossible for me to talk about this game without going into a rant, but I think that's the perfect time for me to talk about the player base. Oh, I got a lot of shit to talk about, y'all. First of all, this player base is very ignorant. And there's no better way to say this. The players you'll meet will either be very toxic, very stupid, or a combination of both. Like, imagine the fandom of League of Legends mixed with the fandom of Naruto. It's the most dysfunctional shit I've ever seen in my life, man. I truly have to emphasize that point, and I've played My Hero Ultra Rumble. So Naruto Strikers kind of has a toxicity problem, and that's an understatement to say the least. I'm not gonna lie, Naruto was probably my favorite anime before interacting with this community. I had never interacted with any communities online before playing this game, and I gotta say, all my time playing video games combined, this is probably the worst community I've ever experienced in my life.
I seen a nigga get killed right over there, you know? They beat him up, stomped him, shot the dude, stomped the nigga again, and then I seen him take a dump on the dude. I swear to God, man, they actually like shot a deuce on this nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? They shot on the nigga, man. And I started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
For some odd reason, if you see my gameplay and you decide you actually want to play this game, you're gonna have to develop a tough skin, because just be prepared to deal with some shit, because these people take this game hella seriously. They absolutely abuse the meta, and they will remember you. They will chase you down match after match. These kids just have this ego of a walnut, bro. Like, bro, I'm not the Sasuke to your Naruto. I'm just trying to level up and get the SS weapons. Leave me alone. It's kind of psychotic, bro. I'm not gonna lie. And then on the other side, you have the lack of just basic IQ. You might think I'm being a little harsh or a little rude, but nah, bro. Doesn't matter what age or how long they've been playing video games, they're stupider than they should be at that current age. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm telling you, I've never seen such a lack of common sense. And just, yeah, it's crazy. Game is very uninviting to newer players, and coordinated teams will absolutely abuse you. Doesn't matter win or lose, you're most likely to get some sort of hate spam. There's a lot of teabagging, and yeah. And I haven't even spoken on the constant disconnections and rage quitters. It's genuinely hard to tell which is which at times. In Shinobi Striker, you pick a healer, your teammates run away from you. Pick a healer in general, your teammates let you die and wait for their turn. Flag battle is an impossible concept for randoms in this game. And no, I'm not expecting new players to know how all this complex jutsu work, but it's just basic things like carding a flag, or staying on a base, or making builds around doing these things. People make the mistake of coming into this game thinking it's like a Dragon Ball Z fight and they can just mash. You can make builds around mashing for sure, but you gotta remember this is a ninja game, there's tactics. The man at times I'll spam callouts to a healer just to realize they have no healing jutsu, and I'm like, great, you're a healer who came to combat with no healing jutsu equipped, great. Just watch this noob Sasuke. I noticed he was spamming jutsu without thought, so I stick below the pits and he switches places with me and he's not alive anymore. I'm not quite sure how the matchmaking works in this game, but it's definitely doing something alright. It really feels like the matchmaking punishes you for either playing the game too much or too little. Like 95% of the time I'm in a match where I'm the only high rank and I'm with a bunch of rank 1s versus a more evenly spread matched team. And you know how that goes. It's basically just Jiraiya versus Pain all over again. It's a very consistent thing, especially the higher your rank. This is why a lot of high ranks band together, or they smurf their accounts because they're tired of getting screwed with the matchmaking. But I got too many SS weapons to restart. Sometimes it just throws a bunch of noobs against a bunch of pros, or just a 4-stack against anybody, no rhyme or reason. Terrible experience for everyone all around. Word of advice, if you play this game and you see a 4-stack, just close the app, no point in fighting them. On PlayStation, I just test internet connection, hits me right to the title screen. Side note, I do know that the connections are peer-to-peer in this game, so if you know anything about fighting games, that's absolutely terrible in 2024. Also, funny thing about disconnections, it can benefit you when you're like 4v3ing a squad and you're just trying to rank up, so you don't really care about the unevenness, but even that won't save you because your teammates can be that bad. I've won 2v4s, I've lost 4v3s. Nothing's sacred in this game. When the game hits, it hits, but when it doesn't hit, it's just a hellish experience all around, bro. Also, this community has an inability to let it slide. They will send you messages. Seriously, you guys think I'm joking? It's hella annoying. Like, bro, Shinobi Striker player will find you. They're like that dude from that movie Taken, or like a John Wick.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
I'm just waiting for mine.
It can be quite the surreal experience, getting jumped by a bunch of weirdos that will completely abandon the objective to single out you specifically for some very specific reason that is beyond your understanding or control. Even 6th place in survival exercise, you're not safe from a JJK style beating. I don't know, man, they got the wrong anime. But the absolute most toxic part of this game is the developers themselves. Shinobi Striker was a lot of Naruto fans' dream game. Even back when Xenoverse 1 came out, a lot of us saw that game and said, yeah, this is cool, but I wish we had a Naruto version of this game. Shinobi Strikers is not that game. The difference is, those developers took what honestly was a pretty ass game, Xenoverse 1, and turned it into what is Xenoverse 2. These developers though, they pretty much took a good idea and then they just half-assed it. But basically, I'm about to show you just how bad these developers have been screwing you over. Everything I'm about to say right now is alleged, but do you guys get the sense that this game just feels like it was half finished and they just cut the budget due to time or money restraints? I'm not saying any of this is fact, I'm just saying this is what it feels like. First of all, do any OGs remember when they just cut the story mode? Told us we weren't getting a story mode, don't get our hopes up, and that was that. Then we got UI changes in survivor exercise, which was nice, but at the cost of getting loot boxes, which was very bad. And these developers think they're slick. Low-key, sometime in the timeline, they patched the gotcha so that it was possible to get clothes for your opposite gender. You used to just get clothes for your gender specifically. Now you gotta pick a female avatar if you get that new outfit that does OP shit. But the worst thing of all is I'm pretty sure they took finished content out of the game and sold it back to you. Allegedly.
There's a lot to talk about today, so buckle up. I decided to take a look at old builds of the game to see if I could find something there. Yesterday, I posted an enigmatic picture of Shino's 3D model that you guys literally jumped to the conclusion that he was going to be coming as DLC. What that was, in fact, was a 3D model I found of him in the very first version of the game. Since then, at least on this recent patch, they removed the model. I also found out another 3D model for Kiba and a few of their animations. Today, I was looking through other old versions of the game and I found another one with a lot of interesting things. For one, Kiba and Shino are fully animated. They definitely were worked on as if they were going to be released. Also, in the same condition as Kiba and Shino, I found out Sasori. Although I could not find his puppet, he clearly uses it. Well, now for the million-dollar question. Are these characters coming as DLC in the future? It's really hard to tell for sure from this, but everything points that way. See, we know Ino got released, right? So, what would you think if I told you Ino was already in this old version? And by old, I mean this is even before Season 1 DLC began. Same as Shino, Kiba and Sasori, Ino was also here fully animated and already programmed in. So, it saddens me to say this, but basically they developed Ino, removed her from the base game, did the final touches to her, and then sold her as DLC. So in my opinion, it's very likely they are going to do the same for the others, don't you think? Jiraiya, Orochimaru, Tsunade, and Minato were all in the files.
Yeah, that dope Sasori DLC y'all range trapes have been rocking. Sold that back to y'all, allegedly. Could have been ready since Season 1. Ino has been in the game since the start. The fact that Ino was even DLC is nonsense. We really shouldn't be getting ninjas like Kiba or Shino for DLC. I mean, these are Konoha ninja. These are the OGs. But hey, at least it's not another version of Naruto. I know you guys would love that. Also, this game is called Naruto to Boruto Shinobi Striker, but there's only like 4 Boruto characters. There's like Kawaki, Sadara, Mitsuki, Boruto, the new villain, and that's pretty much it. I mean, we got paid DLC Konohamaru, so that's cool, I guess. And I told you about these loot boxes they added in the game. They're called Moonlight Scrolls. Don't ever buy these. These are a huge scam. Not only do they have the same rates as the non-paid version, which are called Esoteric Scrolls, but there's a real issue here. I don't think the RNG is all that random, allegedly. From save scum in the game, the communities found all these scrolls are predetermined. Like, they never change no matter how many times you open them, at least until the next patch. So is that like illegal or something? I don't know. Somebody who's smarter than me should look into this. All I know is there's something fishy going on with those esoteric scrolls. I mean, if they're not actually RNG and they're predetermined, then technically they're lying to us, and who knows what else they're lying about. The rates, it could be anything, allegedly. Anyway, this game has a gacha system in a full-priced game. It goes on sale a lot, but still full-priced game. Gacha has lots of OP items, new outfits, some with special effects, and good luck getting everything you want because it's no pity. On top of 8 seasons of paid DLC, individual jutsu packs you can buy, which are pretty expensive. It's like, how much more badly can you fuck a community? Full-priced game, microtransactions, jutsu packs, 8 seasons of paid DLC, a scam gacha system with no pity. It doesn't get any worse than that in modern gaming. Sadly, this game could have been great, but corporate greed has led this game to become an atrocity to gaming as a whole. It actively spits in the fans of Naruto's faces daily. It is what it is, and I haven't even talked about the modding and cheating issue. I am pretty sure at this point more people mod the game than play it vanilla. There's just something off about Naruto players, isn't there? They just have to win at all costs. It doesn't matter how. It's the same way in Storm games. They just can't take an L no matter what. They're just gonna do anything they can to win. That includes exploits, cheats, hacks, whatever they can get their hands on, I guess. Any means necessary. Look, I know ninjas gotta complete the mission with any means necessary, but I don't think this is what they meant in the anime. There's lots of players that just focus their gameplay on not letting you fight back, and if that doesn't work, they'll just break the whole game. It's funny, back in earlier seasons when the jutsu weren't so devastating, you could actually whoop a hacker's ass. Like, they were that bad at the game, and it was actually quite funny. Never took them seriously, but now, with all this crazy DLC they added to the game, you just can't fight back. You're not beating the infinite Tsukuyomi. You can't fight it. It's map wide, bro. Yep, it is what it is. Just a very low IQ player base all around, and I say that with my chest. You know, back in the day, a lot of people were modding, but you wouldn't have even known about it. They were just modding for gotcha weapons they couldn't get, or extra cosmetics that they didn't get, or maybe to make their character look different, like give them a Sharingan, which could only be seen on their side. I can understand that. Nobody wants to get fucked by the gotcha, but the issue is you open the floodgates to all hacks when you do that. Basically, this game is just screwed. Somewhere along the line, somebody starts selling hacks, making a killing, and the rest is history. Bandai seems either too lazy or too incompetent to deal with the situation, which is all the more funny because it's your money, Bandai. I mean, at the end of the day, y'all are leaving a lot of money on the table, but I'm just saying. What could be done to save this game? Nothing really. It's so over for this game. Just make Shinobi Striker 2, learn from Xenoverse's glow up from 1 to 2, and for the love of God, at least add some private matchmaking.